Japanese people, they have a term they call shikataganai, something that can't be helped. Imagine your life is uprooted, they lost their home and all, they had no place to go. There was a basketball tournament in San Jose, and we were at the basketball game when the radio came on and said there was an attack on Pearl Harbor. We said, what's that? It didn't amount to us to anything because we didn't even know anything about that.
We're going to be going to war or war has been started or whatever, because we didn't think too much about it. You know, it bothered us that Japan and America were going to be enemies, but I don't know, we didn't give it too much thought, I don't think.
After I got out of high school, I thought I went to trade school, get my union card, then get a decent job as a carpenter. I went to Union Hall, then get your ass out of here. We don't let people like on union.
I went to school and to this Menlo Park Elementary School, and I was in the 4th grade. And then when I was there, this little boy named Jack suddenly looked at me and in a not a very nice way said, "You're a Jap." He started calling me a Jap. I didn't know what he was talking about. I had never heard that word before. But the way he said it was not very good. I didn't have a good feeling about the way he said it. So when I got home, I didn't mention anything about this to my parents. Then later on, my parents or my mother said to me suddenly, "We have to move."
In 2 days' time, my FBI came around there and they ransacked the people's home, and they have anything that really was do with Japanese, they took them in. And 2,000 now, to take 2,000 men in takes 2 FBI to pick up one person. So now just think now, mathematically, 2,000, they had 4,000 men already ready to jump, right?
I think we as a group said, they can't do anything to us, we're citizens. But all of a sudden, there was a poster tacked onto the telephone poles. Notice to all persons of Japanese ancestry, report to the local armory for registration.
Then we went to the Tanforan racetrack, and we did live in one of the horse stalls. I do remember that. We did live in these straw-filled mattresses. It was the first time. I still didn't know why we were there. Suddenly we were there and we had to eat with so many other families at the mess hall, you know, lining up.
Brother went to a Catholic church, and the people there, all the young people there, volunteered to help build this manzanar, the camps that they were putting up for us. So since my brother was in Manzanar, which is in California, we didn't want to get separated from him. So since he was there, we volunteered to go to Manzanar. And so we went into camp a lot earlier than most people.
In Arizona, at Poston, and there were 3 camps, Poston 1, 2, and 3. And each camp had about 5,000 to 7,000 people, and we stayed in the tar paper barracks.
And then one thing I remember about Topaz was that there were a lot of sandstorms. People would be warned that there's a storm coming. And I remember these storms, you couldn't see a thing. The sand would just bite into your skin if you were caught in it.
We're in a barrack which is divided into 4 sections, and there's about 4 families living in each barrack. And then in the middle of the barracks, we had the bathroom, the shower, and that's where we had to go to the bathroom or take a bath, shower. And up top, we had a big mess hall, which every morning we had to go breakfast, morning, lunch, and dinner to go eat. We'd get up in a line, and there were 12 barracks buildings in one block. So, and there was 36 blocks, I think, of these 12 sections, buildings that had was living there.
My parents were given this questionnaire, especially, it was several questions, just regular questions like, what party do you belong to? I remember my mother said she was a Republican, and where did you come from? Very simple questions like that. What's your hobby? What magazines do you subscribe to or newspapers? And I remember my mother answered, she takes Sunset magazine.
Some of the so-called no-no boys were against the forced evacuation, and they said, we're not going to fight for the United States Army until they release us.
Then there was a crucial question, questions 27, 28. The same questions were given to both parents, the exact same questions. Question 27 is, will you join the military? In my mother's case, it was in the Women's Corps. That I do remember. The same question went to my father, too.
The no-no boys says, no, we're not going to answer any questions. You have no right to, we're American citizens, and you have no right to put us into these camps.
Because my mother had my little brother and myself, she wasn't in no way going to serve in the military. So she said no. Now, question 28, will you be 100% loyal to the U.S.? And my mother put no. So she had 2 no's already. And so we had, these different answers, and you had to have all yes, you had to answer yes to both questions. So what happened was we were declared, in quotes, unloyal citizens of the U.S.
I think that the whole attitude towards Japanese Americans changed during World War II, because the Japanese Americans had this special unit, the 442nd, and did a terrific job.
The average American soldiers that casualty in World War II was 7%. What happened to Japanese American soldiers? 23%, 3 times and plus, right? So they got the dirty job.
They were releasing some of us as long as we didn't come back to California. So I applied for permission to leave these camps and went to Chicago to work at the defense factory. And once we got to Chicago, everything was normal. There was no military activity or anything like that over there, and we had perfect freedom to do what we wanted.
Well, we just went back to, I was in school, so my sister and I, we went back to school. My father found a job. My mother was a housekeeper. So we just went back to our normal thing, and we didn't own our house, so when we came back, we had to find a rental house and moved in, and my father found a job, and so life went on,
After the war ended, I think The Japanese Americans proved that they were loyal citizens, and then they petitioned to the government, you put us into these concentration camps, and we did all we can, and we didn't make any trouble. The Japanese American soldiers did a terrific job. And then the government owes us for imprisoning us during wartime. And so they applied to Congress, and Congress approved $20,000 per individual as a reparation. $20,000 sounds like a lot of money. It is a lot of money, but when you figure they took your life away, and so $20,000 for losing all that time during wartime would never cover it.
At that time, because I didn't study the history of our Japanese American experiences of the camp, because I didn't study about it, I didn't think really to think whether that was enough or not. But now, because I'm still, even at my age, I'm still a student, still learning. And now, of course, I realize now it was not enough, no.